Hello to all my wonderful subscribers, devout disciples, welcome. This is your Master GongSun. Today we will continue with our study of the Taoist meditation anthology, which is specifically the first part, the Cultivation of Realization, compiled and translated by Cleary. Let us begin. Today's topic is ego. The Analect records Confucius put an end to four things: willfulness, insistence, stubbornness, egoism. The fact that egoism concludes the list, so at the very end, means that willfulness, insistence, and stubbornness are all mentioned on account of egoism. If there is no egoism, neither is there any willfulness, insistence, or stubbornness. Egoism, therefore, is a root of all selfishness. If there is no egoism, the root is cut, and the many forms of selfishness do not arise. Nowadays, when people consciously regulate their conduct, is there a single one who does not do it for himself? If it does not profit oneself, effort is omitted. That is because the world views it as extraneous and leaves it undone. If it profits oneself, one will do it even if it is damaging to the health. Yeah, this is so true, isn't it? Essentially, our motivation is that we do it for ourselves. If we don't profit from it, then what's the point of this, right? And yes, there is an element of that to everything we do, but that is not the only reason we do something, right? We could do it because of enjoyment, because it could help other people, right? There's so many other reasons. Let's continue. Search within your body. What is the ego? Once a notion of self is not there, you attain great liberation. Yeah, this is very much a theme of all the world's great religions, especially the more, well, nowadays it's called New Age, but frankly it's Old Age, because these concepts have been around for eons, like we're talking millennia here, right? Once the ego has been snuffed, then you attain liberation because you're able to see that we're all connected, right? We're able to display some compassion towards others. Okay, let's continue here. If ignorance is not understood, you mistakenly grasp it as self. When the notion of self is rigidly fixed, then greed, anger, and false views arbitrarily conceive existences, giving rise to attachments. When you know the body is illusory, you realize it has no independent nature. Matter is emptiness. Who is the self? Wow, very profound here. Yeah, the body is illusory. There's no independent nature. Meaning that we're all going back to the Tao, the way. Huh. Okay, I'm just doing some thinking here. But essentially, it's true. Here is the last paragraph here. It says, examine the Chinese character for self or ego, which is 自己. It consists of two opposing weapon characters, which is true, it does. The calamities of viciousness and violence all arise from ego. Therefore, those whose hearts are on the way should first be egoless. I mean, the way we mean on the path of the Tao. Yeah, this is so true. We must unburden ourselves from our own ego. A lot of our wars, a lot of our conflicts in modern life is about someone with a huge ego, right? We're talking like, people like Jeffrey Epstein, P. Diddy, and their huge egos. Even people like Donald Trump, right? Say what you will about that man, I won't talk about it here, but he definitely does have a big ego. Now, for his context, it may not necessarily be a bad thing because it did help him win the presidential election. But in general, ego is bad because it blocks our path. It blocks our way to the Tao. All right, give us some thought. This has been your Master GongSun. As usual, keep living in alignment with the Tao.